And we are live. Hello, everyone. Joining you again for another React for Hazbin Hotel, Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. Join me again and rapid order. Let's go, Wolfgang.
Hello, everyone. I am going first 2 times in a row. And yes, I do still have a confusion over my names. Right now, I'm mainly using Wolfgang and Sayuri, so at least it's less complicated than how it was last week. And yes, it definitely did just take a week for me to get this figured out. I don't know, man. My brain goes fast. But anyways, the new Hell of a Boss episode's just released, and I just want to say, Alistor is fucking amazing, and I don't know how well they were able to write him here.
Well, that Hazbin Hotel. Hell of a Boss is
like, I have a lack of sleep. I haven't slept well for days. So, in my strange hyper sleep deprived state, I must say that not only is it an amazing episode, but also I've had a pretty good week. My song plan is finally going according to plan, and also Realsy, if you're watching this again, I love you. Anyways, who's up next? I wrote nothing for this because I didn't know it was today, and I am very tired, but also not.
Next up, Jenn.
Wait, who's next?
You.
You are.
Whoa, I'm having a nifty break here. Oh, here we go. I may be first, I may be last. I may be having a nifty break, which I am. I'm having a nifty brain fart, which I am. But I am first and always and last, Jenn. And don't you forget. There we go.
All right. And then next up, Second and Day.
Welcome from a critic first and a fan second. Welcome back. We're gonna make you wish that you'd come sooner. No, I don't have the rest improvised. Daylover, what do you have to say?
Daylover. Oh, is that good?
That works.
Did it go through?
Oh, it's slightly sub-nifty.
Aw, I tried. Amazing.
Grace.
Wait, are we going? Is it our turn?
I think we just did.
Oh.
All right. And then next up, Carlos and Gator, who is muted. He's around, but can't speak possibly right now.
He's the invisible gator.
The invisible gator.
The most dangerous gator of all.
The most dangerous of all.
The most dangerous gator of all is an invisible gator.
Yep.
All right, that's actually a meme I want to see now. The
invisible gator. That would be a perfect horror movie. Like, we already have Jaws. Let's make the invisible gator. That would be absolutely awesome.
You know, a good idea. The invisible gator.
You always try and sing a gator song to get him to come back.
Oh, we need a gator song, huh?
So we're gonna have a gator popping up around here at times, but moving on.
Fair.
But before we go on, I say, like, my immediate thoughts of Alistor's turning himself in for that. Like, yeah, this is sort of my thoughts. I was putting in the chat, the image in the chat. If anyone's seen this episode.
True.
It snowed.
Sure.
Excuse me one moment. One moment. Weather difficulties. I have to check this out for myself. Hold on a minute.
But to give the audience some context, it's from the Justice League series. It's when Batman was captured by Lex Luthor and his villain's organization at the time, and he essentially just stays there. He could have left anytime he wanted, but he was staying there just to cause as much chaos as he could. And
yeah, it seems like it's going to end the same way as this episode is implying. Like, Alistor very, very much seems to think that what he did is a good idea, and it's going to end very well for him. So I'll be a little disappointed if I don't agree at least a little bit that, yeah, that was clever.
But I will say, like, this, there's one thing in the episode I want to point out is, if any of you are aware, there's actually been a whole bunch of leaks and all that before for season 2. I missed most of them, but like the one I was aware of beforehand was like I was made aware of and confirmed that that Rosie was the one who owns his soul. So yeah, I've been keeping
Oh,
that
I have
secret.
a confession to make
Color
about that,
me
and a
shocked.
confession that I am so sad to say. You know how there was the Hazbin Hotel leaks, like season 2?
Mhm.
Well, I accidentally was scrolling on YouTube and saw one of these leaks, and I realized it was official, and then knew that Rosie owned Alistor's soul. And instead of, like a sensible person not telling anyone, instead, I was at a restaurant with Second when we met up IRL, and I told Second that Rosie owned Alistor's soul while we were eating pizza. I'm so sorry.
Yes, Maximus!
I'm so sorry.
Maximus Derpy Jenkins!
I am so sorry. I must confess to my sins. I must confess to my sins. I did do this.
Oy.
Wolfgang,
Well, I'm not the
Maximus!
most spoiler-averse person, so what can you say?
I must confess to my sins. It was at the pizza place.
And now she's redeemed.
I've now been redeemed for my sins.
Well, that
Charlie Morningstar, you're as long as you say you're sorry, you have a chance to be redeemed.
Yeah.
I'm going to heaven, baby. I apologize for telling Second about one of the leaks.
I will say though,
to have a little bit more.
that reveal though, complete with the context it takes place in, like that basically shifts the question from what's Alistor's interest in the Hazbin Hotel to what's Rosie's. Like, heck, I would have bought the original pilot's explanation that Alistor partly just wanted to see them fail, and partly, just like maybe had something he wanted to gain from it. But I mean, this basically shifts the whatever scam there is to be had here all onto Rosie. And for the record, I will be a little annoyed and disappointed if it's something unimaginative, like she thought this would be a way to get more people to eat for her people, or I don't know, she wanted to be in charge of everything, like meh.
One thing that's kind of hilarious is that people are so desperate for Lilith to still own Alistor's soul that this might end up being true, but it's still a 50-50. A ton of people are theorizing that like fucking Lilith who's in heaven is actually Eve, and that the real Lilith is like disguising as Rosie. People are so desperate to hold on to the theory.
Back to my feet.
Okay, a little too contrived. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. People are really trying to hold on to that.
And her status and where she's at, what we know about her is absolutely nothing. So they could say that this connects to her in pretty much any way they want. I mean, we did hear that she liked to stand up for the souls of hell in the old days. So I don't know. Like, I mean,
I think it's rather comical though.
For some kind of Rosie is under Lilith, that this whole conspiracy does lead back to her. But like, Lilith is literally Rosie in disguise. That's stupid.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, one of the main reasons that not only is it so stupid, but also people are clinging on to it this much, is that the whole fandom were so sure that it was going to be Lilith that now people just straight up can't cope with the fact that it's not Lilith. So now they're making, in my personal opinion, don't sue me, stupid contrived theories about Rosie being Lilith to try and justify the fact, including getting onto like really stupid tiny things, like per se, like how there's a ton of apples on a ton of stuff around Lilith. So like adding to the theory that Eve and Lilith are the same person, which would be an interesting theory if it wasn't serving the purpose of saying that Rosie is Lilith. Like, the only reason that theory exists in that context is that, which out of that context, the Eve is Lilith theory could be very interesting. But at the same time, in the context of, that's the exact reason why Rosie is Lilith. It's just so stupid in my opinion, and it's just clinging on to a theory that died as soon as the leaks came out and people saw it. I'm sorry.
I'm having fun. I was having fun like visualizing all those who thought that that Lilith was the one that owned Alistor's soul, of all of them just ripping up their fan fictions and their fan arts and then trying to dismantle their head cannons,
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
Well, I
exactly
mean,
what
like
happened.
Lilith. Lilith is part of a larger conspiracy here that maybe like she owns Rosie owns Alistor. That wouldn't even be that contrived in all honesty, because we still don't know what Rosie's motivation is, and who her like where her rabbit hole goes, and we don't know where Lilith goes. So honestly, there's all the room in the world for the two of them to run into each other in some way, for that to intersect or even be a straight line back to Lilith. But just like Rosie is Lilith. That the problem with that is it absolutely carries the scent of desperation of
it does.
No, I don't want to give my fan theory up like that, like that morphs something that wouldn't actually be that bad or even that uninteresting into like, no, I need it to be this contrived so my theory was not wrong.
I entirely agree, and I couldn't say it better. People are so desperate to hold on to Lilith, to the Lilith owns Alistor's soul theory, that they will do anything, any tiny plot contrivance, any tiny thing in the background, whereas like too many apples on Lilith stuff. They'll try every single tiny little straw and grasp at it to try and still hold on to a theory that, once again, first, it died for the people like me who were unfortunate enough to see the leaks before they were taken down, and then was perma-killed by the episode officially releasing.
Exactly. I agree with you. I'm hoping to God it's not like some sort of stupid like symbiosis crap. Like, oh, okay, I swear, if this happens, I will put my head through a wall twice. Like all the I don't know if there's some contrived thing where Lilith can like split her soul or something, and part of a fragment of her power is in Rosie, or another is in quote Eve, or somehow she's a shapeshifter and she can be all three. I will put my head through a wall 3 times.
That's the exact theory that people are thinking of, and trust me, I will do it 5 times, because that's the theory that I keep seeing online. It's driving me out of my mind. I'm not going to say anything, because the Hazbin fandom will literally eat me alive, but like, I will hit my head through the wall 5 times, because that's exactly the kind of logic people are running on.
I'll be putting my
Lilith
head
can receive texts from Charlie in hell. It doesn't even need to be that contrived to establish that she can somehow contact Rosie. I mean, it's already canonically possible without contrivances.
Agreed. It is interesting now. First off, it was a freaking treat to finally get what Hazbin fans have been frothing at the mouth for, and that's Alistor backstory. And I was like, backstory, finally!
It is the perfect backstory ever, and I just need to say, I was so annoyed that like a lot of like fan designs of Alistor didn't even look that much like Alistor, but this human design is perfection.
Agreed.
No notes, every tiny detail from his canines still being human but still being sharper. Like, oh my god, I could go. I'm not even gonna go on, because I could go on about this design for like fucking hours. But all I'll say is it's probably, not even kidding, my favorite Hazbin design so far. It is that good, and I don't know how Viv pulled it off. It is phenomenal.
I like the version of him in the mirror,
and
I love it so much.
And actually,
Actually,
it does confirm Alistor was indeed a serial killer. So I was like, hey, confirmed. Perfect.
Exactly. The entire backstory is just perfect in every way. Like it adds the dogs, it adds him being shot and mistaken for a deer, it adds him being killed by while he was hiding a body. Every single tiny clip we've heard Viv say on live streams about how Alistor died were all put into this one scene. Like, if any, I know that people are criticizing this episode a lot, but all I'll say is that there's nothing to criticize here. Alistor's backstory is by far my favorite scene in the show so far, and I don't know how they pulled it off this well.
Oh, that's
It is
also why
absolutely-
I will
weird.
say, as far as something to have preferences about, like, yeah, we didn't know what Alistor's deal was. People have latched onto bits and pieces of him, like, having flashes of affection towards Charlie, wanting to take her on as maybe a mentee, which that in itself is not off the table. But, like, this backstory, as opposed to if his coldness and cynicism had been from being, I don't know, some kind of a mob boss who quote unquote did what had to be done. Like, okay, no, this is leaning all the way into terrifying Alistor to, okay, he was a serial killer. He was a sociopath, psychopath who felt no connection to other people, no kinship. He's actually kind of less sympathetic, at least, on its face, than Vox is. Vox still had a glimmer of, like, okay, wanting to join together with people in friendship, and that to be being how he wanted to rise to the top. Alistor is more bitter and cynical than Vox ever was. His thing was that only one can be left standing, and like maybe affiliates are okay, but there is, like, his vision for the world is either he's left standing as the only one who gets to say I don't suffer, or somebody else is, and there is no in between. Like, Alistor is officially the most scary and heartless guy on the show to date.
Yeah. Exactly. And also
the last one we should be rooting for.
Exactly.
I couldn't agree more.
You saw the way he dressed, he kind of dressed down, the way he kind of dressed down Vox. I couldn't believe this. I actually felt a little sorry for Vox. I had a little twinge of regret. Like, I actually felt like bad for Vox in that it's like those things where you kind of don't meet your heroes kind of thing, and that moment there, I was like, oh wow. Honestly, it's not, take away the fact that he's a serial killer and he knew that hell waited for him, and the fact that he was like, to me, he's like the perfect serial killer. He had no empathy. He's a blatant psychopath, no empathy whatsoever. He loved doing what he wanted to do. He did not care what awaited for him. And the fact he wanted to keep on doing it, even while in hell, and making a deal to do that in hell, for one thing, smart, but also that I will agree with you, second. That's terrifying. That is quite scary to be like, and also the bravery, the fact that he has the chutzpah to go for hell and be like, I'm gonna make a deal with you. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, not just be tortured. And the fact that someone listened and be like, you know what? You some scary. All right, let's do it. And the fact that he actually was able to make a deal, that's amazing. But also, I couldn't believe it. Vox's scene where of that flashback where Alistor is kind of dressing him down and such, and laughing at him,
tearing his heart out.
I cannot believe I actually felt sympathy towards Vox. I did not expect that. I was like, oh my gosh, wow.
Well, how about the present day scene where Alistor's angle of attack is the same thing? Like, you're still depending on people, right. You're still weak and pathetic enough to do that. And Vox, though the blow partly gets through, his deflection is, look around you. I made it work. I say who I want on my team. If I want a team, I get a team. It's
you think your little mockery is gonna make me cry?
Yeah, exactly.
His skin is thick enough to deflect that and say some of the right things. It's like, if not for the fact that, they're both second and third parties into the real hero's story, if it was just one versus the other in that scene, Vox would probably be the good guy.
You know
But,
what?
The face
No,
comparatively.
honestly, yeah. And I couldn't believe in that one moment where where Alistor is like dressing him down. I actually had a moment like in the Incredibles where like you find out where the Mr. Incredible like the fan you find out like the ending villain was actually a fan of his once, and I thought it made me think of that scene there, and I'm like, wow, and that made me think, I'm like, congratulations, Hazbin Hotel. You really congratulations. Now I used to be like, yeah, I like Alistor. He's funny and everything. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, do we really know
He really is
Alistor?
irredeemable. You should not be
Yes.
rooting for this a-hole right here. You should not be rooting for him in any way, form. Not just do not root for Vox, but do not root for Alistor either. I'm like, wow.
Exactly. The thing that I love about them is that they're both absolutely terrible and irredeemable. And that's what I like about them.
And they should not be redeemed. Both of them.
Well, the funny thing is, like,
Alistor
just made Vox look like he has good qualities by comparison.
Exactly.
Like there could plausibly be something to get through to.
Yeah.
But just going back to like what I was saying, I've heard two interesting theories about like that Vox flashback. There's two interpretations. Like one is that Vox was just trying to basically bullshit Alistor and just basically be sympathetic, and he's like, oh, I'm just trying to create a partnership. We basically trying to manipulate him into that, and Alistor being
fair.
Alistor having a relationship he didn't really partnership he didn't really like with Rose already, basically called him out on his bullshit. The other explanation I've heard is that basically Vox is very manipulative and all that. However, this is the one time he basically showed his true self, and it backfired. Because remember because he's already in hell. He's already did his like cult thing that probably killed dozens or hundreds of people up there. How far they're going with
He's
this.
Jim Jones.
Yeah. So that's already happened before this. So like even though he looks like all dapper and all like he's like, oh golly gee me, Mr. like Alistor, he already is in hell for killing probably dozens of people. So remember that.
True.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we were talking pretty loud over that scene, so I didn't hear. How did he say the cult thing ended, or did he just say it was a cult?
He just said it was a cult, but like
well, there are a lot of types of cults. Jared Leto has a cult, and as much of an obnoxious douchebag as he is, he did not kill anybody yet.
I still like fully remember what Vox said, and the way that he worded everything, it made it sound like he made a cult where like he made himself out to be God, and people believed him, and that's why he wants to be God again in hell, because he literally just said that he wants to be God again. So I think what happened was Vox made a cult where he was God, and then he died, and now he wants to be actual God, because he was God on Earth, and now he wants to be actual God.
Yeah, I mean, you can have sympathetic or humane qualities and still be a genuinely bad person. Let's make no mistake.
Oh yeah,
I think the animation in that scene, it goes way too hard on Vox getting his heart cut out, and like the simping for Alistor expressions and all that, for it to really be intended that was just another stone cold-blooded manipulation. Like
the most popular fan theory, and the one that I fully agree with, is that Vox most certainly, he's confirmed by, he had a crush on Alistor, and he wanted to make a partnership with Alistor so they could rule hell together as partners, and Alistor broke his heart.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's that deep or it's just like, this was my dream for us professionally, like, Alistor lives rent-free in Vox's head, we know. Like, he does not think as rationally when he's trying to deal with Alistor, or when he's trying to do public broadcasts and all that. Like, that what happened between them clearly meant something to Vox, however sincere or insincere a person he is.
Yeah, I really do think like that, going back to what Jen said earlier, like her comparison to Sinestro, yeah, that very is the same sort of energy where it's just like, it's like there is definitely a not a loving relationship like Sinestro had. Like there was a passion he had for Mr. Incredible that basically became absolute scorn, got flipped around, and
Yeah.
with Vox, it feels like there's a connection. He basically probably did have a crush and all that on Alice at the time. However, like there's this sort of unbeknownst rage with it too, but it's mixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also going back to I think Rose, because I never got my senses. The most interesting thing I've heard, besides all the basically explanations, like how it could still be Lilith thing. Like the biggest theory I've heard is like that. It sounds interesting. Is that like Rose is secretly Rue, which is like going back to like the law of production notes and all that is busy pop like with her like how this series spun off of basically other web comics is Rue is a character who is the embodiment of like evil itself or something like akin to that. And I feel that could potentially, in terms of like who Rosie could secretly be, so if they go that route.
Who's Rue again?
Rue, it's like
the root of evil.
Yeah, it's like that's sort of the idea. Is like there's concept characters from like all the because this is a spinoff a project of a spinoff project sort of thing.
Okay.
So we know some sort of backstories of characters, even though we don't necessarily know them yet because it could have been rewritten and all that, yada yada. However, the idea behind Rue is like essentially there's a character who's the embodiment of the root of all evil.
I see. Root of all evil. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It could be like that. It could be a sense of like Rosie, and that could be a sense of she's basically powerless or mostly powerless, but she can manipulate, and sort of that could be the route. She essentially uses Alistor as a bouncer for a bit until she can get true power or something like that. Because I think we can all agree. Do we all think Rosie is more than she meets the eye?
Yes.
Well, she'd have to be to make Alistor the most powerful sinner in hell.
Yeah.
If she can hand that out, she can wield it.
Because we can all agree she's more than just like the head of the cannibal. That's like basically her cover for
We're coming back to a theory which Daylover had ever since Alistor said that
Daylover was right. Daylover was right.
Daylover was right.
Who did Daylover say that he was going to pay his debts to?
Daylover was right.
Yes.
Daylover wins.
Daylover wins.
Daylover always wins.
Who do I think Rosie is working? Who do I think Rosie was working for?
Rue?
Yes. Who do I think Lilith is working for?
That's
Eve.
Wait, what? Hold on a second. That's too many circles. This story does not care about Eve.
What if Eve and Lilith are working together?
When she comes back. Because she's coming back, right?
Eve is a non-presence in Hazbin Hotel except for Lucifer's line. Or the second batch.
Whoa.
We haven't seen anything of Eve yet. That we haven't even seen Eve yet.
I do,
but I'm wondering if at some point we are going to see Eve. You know?
I do feel we will see Eve at some point. I just don't know if she'll be like a major villain or basically a similar role. Like,
okay, but if I'm right with that, I don't want to.
What?
I know it's more. I don't know. It's too much.
Wait! I don't know if we talked about this before, but okay, Wolfie and I said that we will probably be trashing our rooms and putting our heads through walls if something happens. But did we say anything? What would happen if for some reason Rosie turned out to be Eve in disguise or some shit? Are we doing we did? Our heads through walls.
Yeah. Yes.
So if so if for some, if for some reason, if Rosie is some sort of ruse that she's Eve in disguise,
what's going to happen?
I implore. I will be like, I'm gonna give it a sliver of a chance But I will be having the tables and walls ready for destruction.
Okay.
I do not understand or like this reasoning.
I also feel we sort of skipped over a big piece of lore dump that happened in this episode too, which is that we thought we were sort of led to believe that like the cleansings, what are they called? Where they when the heaven comes down and kill? What was it called? Exterminations.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
We were sort of led that the extermination was something that was going on for like centuries, but it's real that no, that's only about 7 years or so. About the same time, Lilith disappeared, and also Alistor disappeared. So
Yes.
there's some sort of conspiracy with all that. Probably because
they stopped around.
I had that fear too.
They stopped. Did you say the executions like stopped when they disappeared, or they started when
They started when they disappeared.
They started when they disappeared.
See now.
So Lilith and Alistor have some sort of connection.
It's a conspiracy.
Oh my god! My brain hurts.
Because
it's very crazy today.
Yes,
I feel that will come out
from being lovers, and then him falling as a fallen angel, not being able to be with Eve because she was destined for Adam, and all of that, and him getting powers, him getting the ultimate powers of being the strongest demon, which made him capable of killing other demons in that universe, which he's been doing to gather his powers. And who is the 3 top demons right now to take powers from? He's whipping right now. He's going to all of them.
Going back to but also I want to go. I feel like this also sort of explains. This episode also sort of explains why Alistor sort of has a grudge against Lucifer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because his whole thing, he wanted to come down hell and basically become like the strongest sinner and all that, like sort of being in hell essentially.
Yes. But he's not.
And then he comes down here and finds out he's not, basically gets a beat around, and then he actually runs into the actual strongest being in hell, Lucifer, and he's a goofball. It's just basically like saying, like, imagine like you, like, it's like you're the best.
Salieri to Mozart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sort of things. It's like that's sort of explains the grudge. Like he comes down, like he gets beat around, and then he finally meets Lucifer and like this canary, and like he's an absolute goofball, like just charlatan sort of thing. And it's frustrating because he's been planning and doing all this work, and then there's just someone that's just casually like this has it all. It's like,
So I mean, there's room. Yeah, that would explain contempt, but let's not forget Lucifer started the fight there between the two of them. That was,
Oh, did he now?
Oh, yes, he did. The one, like, they were talking about changing. I mean, there was a little bit of passive aggression between them, but then, the whole full-blown battle song, that was Lucifer trying to be like, no, I'm the powerful, amazing being that you should be turning to here, not this second raider. And then Alistor fights back the only way he could by the no, I'm the one who has the moral high ground here. I have my hooks in a little deeper. I mean,
honestly, I fully agree. I think that I straight up think that the reason that Alistor left the hotel was he couldn't take it anymore, that he gave up that much to Rosie just to have this absolute goofball ending up being better and more powerful than him. He just couldn't take, after all the abuse that he went through with Rosie, that fucking Lucifer, the duck guy, would end up being superior to him. He couldn't take it.
Like anybody, I just don't want to like read too much
crying with Charlie
yet, because like I think any powerful being could have basically done what Lucifer did there. Any powerful being who doesn't like Alistor just twist the knife a little bit, like, hey, you're slacking around here and you lost and you're in a funk. Oh, and Alistor, who really doesn't have the power to back up things he says anymore, would just like had his moment to rage quit. I don't know if like I don't want to assign too many things to Lucifer while it's still unearned, I guess, for lack of a better way to put, lack of a better word.
He's also. Oh, I just realized Alistor's staff is still broken, isn't it?
Yep. Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
So he's powerless at this point.
Well,
Not powerless, less
where to
powerful.
get
He's
the-
less-
where-
Oh,
where
and
to
also,
get the
and
power.
also get the. And also, I can also imagine it on Twitter right now. It is getting flooded with like buff Alistor shirtless chest
Oh,
scar.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's-
true.
yeah, that was
I've
definitely
already
fan
had
service.
the displeasure of seeing a lot of artwork while scrolling
Yay!
Twitter of
Nice.
Alistor shirtless with the scar and
Hey,
like
it could have been worse.
All the dudes had like,
I also saw worse. Like, like
That
dude,
was
dude,
definitely fan
like this is
service.
just like straight up like
Yes.
NSFW bait. This is full NSFW
no.
bait. I have seen way too much of Hazbin characters already. This is just NSFW bait.
For the first time, normally I don't mind NSFW, but usually, and normally sometimes I like it. But there's one thing that I'm actually going to draw a boundary at. NSFW Alistor art. I'm sorry, I just
Exactly, because he's literally canonically
Sort of
ace.
an asexual
It just does
character.
not hit the right way. You know, it
He
just
is the
doesn't.
one canonically ace
Yeah.
character that who, by the
Yes.
way, there's like a spectrum of people who are asexual. It
Yeah.
shows clearly in the pilot that Alistor is on the sex repulsed side of the spectrum,
And there
meaning
you
that
go.
he's literally at the exact opposite side of the spectrum to which he doesn't feel it at all. He's at the sex repulsed side of the spectrum. He doesn't feel it at all. He's repulsed by it. He's disgusted by it.
Exactly. So seeing like sexually suggestive Alistor anything is like, no.
He's at the sex repulsed side of the spectrum. He would never fucking do that.
No, he probably stabbed the art. He probably stabbed the artist who did it.
Like Nifty.
Exactly.
Yeah, to be fair to fan artists though, like they've been like sexuality swapping characters since like history.
That is
dawn of
true.
time.
Oh, yeah, that's
That
true.
is true. Yep.
But,
Yeah.
hey, Jenn,
What?
what about the new Nifty stuff that's going to come out now with all that dirt?
Nifty.
Would you take the
What dirt? What do you mean?
over? I think I will take the Alistor stuff over Nifty, covered in goop and
There are times where
Oh no!
Oh,
no. Oh no!
Oh.
Day, you're fired.
It's
As
gonna
long
happen. It's gonna happen. I swear.
You know what? It probably will. It probably will. And I'm like, you know what?
Probably already has.
It probably has. But I'll
Probably already
honestly, I will take that over sexualized Alistor.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
Nifty. Look, like Nifty isn't. Nifty is a full-grown adult. She's not She's not on the sex repulsed side of the spectrum. In fact, when she's acting with like Angel, when they go into like the BDSM place, yeah, she is definitely more on the hypersexual side. So like, NSFW of Nifty is not only like fully morally okay, but also justified considering, you know,
Oh,
we learn a lot of the stuff that she's into in that episode.
yeah, I was wondering. I was like, hold on a minute. Nifty's an adult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
you didn't realize.
Probably, but,
I think it's because of the voice. I think it's because of the voice that's throwing me
Yeah.
off.
And also how
I
short she
don't
is, but like
realize how old
Nifty.
they are.
She sounds
wasn't
so
she, like-
childlike. She
wasn't the
sounds childlike.
backstory-
That's what's throwing me. That is what's throwing me off. She sounds so childlike. That's what's throwing me
the
off.
word on the
honestly.
block was that she was an arranged marriage Japanese wife who was like shoved into it young and I guess snapped and killed everybody or something like that.
I want that
Oh, yeah,
lore.
she was
I want that lore. But it also makes it. Also
yeah,
makes
she's
sense
22.
that she's speaking Japanese. It's like, can you help a little bit? And then all of a sudden she launches into Japanese, and I'm like, okay. But honestly, that what you just said. Second, I
Alright.
want that lore. I want
I
that.
just I just checked. Nifty is 22 years old. So like Nifty is like a young adult. She's like 22 years old.
Okay,
Oh.
fair.
the fan theories I've heard is like essentially fan theories are people trying to piece stuff together because, like I said, there's like pre-existing stuff, so we don't know how like character backstories with that kind of shit. But I hear it's like essentially she was the main theories I heard is her is like she was a Japanese housewife that essentially it's just a failure at everything and just couldn't really do anything well besides clean or something like that. And
Oh dear.
eventually she like
snap one day.
yeah, she basically snaps someday, or like I've heard some people say like the 3 dots in her shirt basically where she was stabbed or shot 3 times or police or something like that.
I want that lore for her. I want that lore for her. I really do. I want that lore for her. I really do.
Yeah.
I would like that. If I get that lore, that'd be like perfect.
Nifty lore.
But I really think Nifty. I really can't wait for Nifty lore to be next. Really, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I hope we get lore from all of them.
I want Nifty lore next. I was quite satisfied with Alistor lore, even the part where he's kind of demeaning Vox. And you know what? And you know what, Derek? Thank you so much for that theory about like what if Vox was quote acting in that scene. That's why Alistor was like kind of acting the way it was. I mean, granted, I wasn't
I think he knows where to go.
Yeah.
He knows where to get the power from. He might not start with like the strongest of them, but who's the weaker of those 3? How can he get his staff fixed from doing that? Just
That's right.
Think about that.
That's right, and that's a good point. And it's a good point. Like, what if Vox was indeed acting with Alistor, and Alistor kind of knew it? Because I'm willing to bet if Alistor's now there's actually a little bit of a reason, and why Alistor might be valid in his treatment of Vox. Though at first glance, I did feel sorry for Vox because you know what, I got fooled by the voice that Vox was putting on. Right, I myself got fooled with it, and that's what got me sorry. But what got me feeling sorry for that split second anyway. But then when you said like, what if he's acting and everything? And like, wait a minute. Oh, there's also that too, because I'm willing to bet Alistor is probably much older than Vox. So 9 times out of 10, Alistor has met somebody or a few exactly like Vox in his time. So he's like, this is old news, and he's just playing along with it because he likes the game. He likes the game and such,
Yeah.
Or could it be a combination of both? Where essentially, Vox was being genuine with his thoughts and all that. Like he really did like love Alistor. However, Alistor at this point in his, I won't say life, in his death, was just basically unable to trust anyone and was always thinking it was manipulation or bullshitting. So essentially, he was reacting like he thought he was.
Yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate this. I think like Vox, like he clearly had genuine feelings for Alistor. If the whole like not only like cutting his heart out made him react like that, but made Alistor live rent free in his head ever after, to the point that he reacts like he did in season 1 when Alistor returns. But also, they give Alistor a very mwahaha. There is no friendship. Like for yourself, I thought you were smart enough to realize that. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you're actually pathetic enough to ask me to be your friend. Like, I mean, sometimes things really are intended as what they look like on their face here. I mean, we can talk about how like if you were in that scenario, or if like the complications of people factored into it in 100 different ways, how it could maybe be something else. But I don't know. It seems like the intentions seem pretty darn straightforward. Although, even as these words are coming out of my mouth, it's not like Viz has never doubled back on that before with additional pilot zeros or things like that. So then again, what do I know about what stays consistent in this show?
Yes. And
also like we can't expect. I will, like I can look at definitely somebody who tries to quote humanize Alistor. I'm like, I'm sorry, there is no human. There is no human about him. There wasn't any in his when he was alive. There isn't any when he's in hell. I would laugh at him if they were trying to humanize.
Well, you say that, like, I still hold to the belief that Alistor will essentially not be redeemed by the end, but like start the path of redemption.
Yeah,
and I feel like because even this episode, the previous episode, brought it's like, do you think he like even I can be redeemed? He's like, I believe everyone can be redeemed.
No.
I believe that is true in a plot line. The thing is, like, as we sort of discussed I think it was, I forget what brought it up. We brought it up last time that, like, I feel everyone can be redeemed, but can you choose to do that?
That's true.
And I feel like that might be the breaking point between Vox and Alistor at some point. Like, I feel Vox will have the opportunity. I feel Vox, his downfall will be way before whatever happens in Alistor's downfall. But I feel essentially they would be parallel, where like Vox will have basically opportunity for redemption or like to start down the path, but like will just be like toss it away. But Alistor will essentially at the very, that's my vision of it, where it's like Alistor will essentially, he won't be redeemed by the end of the show, but I feel he will check into the hotel at the end of the show.
No.
Well, I feel like his best chance might be a metatextual one that he's just too darn popular to get kicked to the curb.
I disagree. I don't think he should be redeemed at all. I think he's not. I think he's not going to be redeemed, and he shouldn't be redeemed. I think Charlie has to learn. Another thing about this episode. Wow. This whole season, it seems they are turning up the cringe on Charlie. The season 1 was like, oh, she's just a precious cinnamon roll. She's just a princess of hell. She's a Disney princess of hell. Oh my God. But now we're seeing this again, and we're adding her potential mental breakdowns in this. And like, okay, you're turning up the cringe on this. And also
Charlie's been unbearable.
You're really turning up the naivety on there, and the naivety is starting to wear off. The novelty of the naivety is starting to wear off a tea.
Charlie's been driving me insane. Some of these episodes were hard. The only reason that these episodes were amazing, but the only reason that they were hard to watch for me, like, I would have fully enjoyed the episodes. Like, those 2 episodes legitimately would have been my favorites of the whole series if Charlie wasn't there. Like, if Charlie was just not there, those 2 would have been my favorite episodes in the entire series. If Charlie was just not there, I'm being serious.
Here's my thing.
That Alistor's now. I think now that Alistor's in this position now that he is, because I think he got tired. Because I think he got tired of Charlie, because he did say something about the singing and crying. I was like, you've had enough of Charlie.
Okay. No, I mean, well, first of all, I think that was his excuse now that he is sick of being powerless here. But all right, let's talk about the difference between a plot device and a character. Okay. Pinkie Pie, for example, the plot device is the energetically sweet, constant ball of friendliness and energy who can invite you all over to a party and accidentally have you spit punch in her face after you startle her and not even act like she notices because she's enjoyed to see you, but then at the same time flip to stunningly insecure with her rejection-sensitive dysphoria if she thinks that's what you're doing to her and all that. Pinkie Pie, the plot device, is the character who, for example, will not stop playing the stupid yak instrument because the episode Wee wants to be about not being able to get away from that damn yak instrument, and hijinks abound there. Pinkie Pie, the plot device, is the character who won't stop pushing Maud and Starlight on each other in weird, awkward ways for a story about how you shouldn't try to get people to bond in weird, awkward ways. There's no character in it beyond the bare minimum of, hey, we've hammed up at this character before in ways that look kind of like this. That's an excuse to have all of these stupid things happen, right?
Also, my personal favorite, Pinkie and Cranky.
Oh,
Pinky.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Oh,
well, that's
boy.
just making a bad comedy. But that aside, okay,
Yes.
Charlie, the character, is a semi-naive, deeply heartfelt person who, throws herself headfirst into stuff without thinking it all the way through sometimes because, like, her her problem-solving skills are a bit more hopeful than they are, carefully calculated.
He has a hero complex.
Yeah, Charlie in these past 2 episodes, like the first one, and I mean, some benefit of the doubt for the whole, okay, let's get our positive message out there, hey, we can redeem people now, and benefit of the doubt, she doesn't know much about Vox, she's only met Valentino, so I guess the fact that, like, the naivete that he would want to report the news as it was justifiable.
No.
The
And
whole,
fact
like,
that she thought they would
comes
listen.
by and
Angel dust first.
so
Mhm.
let's not.
Whatever.
I don't need to talk about fan fiction right now.
Oh.
That said, the part, like, he comes over and then he points out the, like, well, you don't have proof that you did that, and her response is, oh, how about we redeem someone right now? Each and every one of us knows that that's not going to work. The
Right.
episode knows that we know that's not going to work. It knows that there's 100 different reasons that that's stupid. There's probably 100 other reasons it's stupid that it didn't even think of. It is 110% something that she says because the episode wants to do the stupid hijinksy scenes where they desperately try to throw corny ass redemption tactics at the wall so they can fail, and presumably it thinks it's much funnier than we do. The purpose that it serves is so it can get to the point where Charlie deduces that, okay, it didn't work on Angel, well, because it was stupid for 100,000 reasons, but also because they were trying to redeem him from the wrong angle.
True.
Guess the logic being that, like, maybe it would have been a dry and tedium-filled episode to have them walk to that point logical step by logical step. So, hey, what if, hijinksy things are happening and we just back into it? This is one of the few times I can say, especially from Hazbin Hotel in particular, but from Viz and Vivienne Moreno, and especially, who honestly, even in stuff where, like, people are able to pick apart how she's getting a little slight in some of her writing qualities versus oversaturated in others, I generally would say she's pretty good at keeping the focus on things that feel like they should be happening and that keep your attention and compel you. This is the first time I've ever really caught a whiff of flop sweat coming off of what she's doing.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe a couple of times in Hell of a
Maybe
Boss,
a couple of times.
honest.
Maybe a couple
But
of
Hazbin
times.
Hotel is a show that flows from one episode to the next pretty well, to the point where it's really hard for me to even pick favorite and least favorite episodes, because it feels like, we're unfolding a larger epic here time to time. This one, okay, well, let's just tread water with hijinks and back into what we want Charlie to find out. I don't know if it's like laziness or overestimating their own ability to be funny, but even the stuff that, like, almost seemed like it should have been kind of fun, like Charlie putting on the cute little train conductor outfit and cheesing up that she's Walter Dastardly 2.0, like, that it comes off as so just, it's that dance that Aang does when he doesn't have anything else to say and he's just hoping that people will at least be entertained by him. It's really desperate. And
I feel like
the next one,
I feel like episode 3 felt like the only episode in Hazbin Hotel that felt like fluff. You can tell there's important parts here. What there was Cherry Bomb checking in, and I feel like some like stuff like Charlie just her initial freak out about like redeemed. Yeah, that sort of makes sense. But like, it feels like there's like 2 or 3 plot points. Like, okay, we need to do those, and like the rest is like, okay, well, what else in between, and just fluff.
Yeah, it's like we got to get there somehow. Let's stitch it onto a hijinksy episode. But this, like, you can see the seams. It really felt stitched onto that.
Oh, you know, be interesting. This would be interesting. We all think we have our theory about Serpentius is going to fall back into hell because we think it's going to be because of Cherry. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, Pentius finds himself back in hell, and maybe that's the ultimate crash out for Charlie? Maybe that when I'm just gonna say it, when Pentius falls back into hell.
I disagree with that.
When Pentius falls back into hell, I'm wondering if that's gonna be Charlie's like ultimate crash out or something.
Well, okay, since we're talking a lot of fan theories anyway, I guess this is the closest I get to fan fiction. Like that, yeah, when I was thinking about Lute's song Gravity in the previous episodes and just, yeah, like spins on it and stuff like that, one line occurred. What was it? Well, okay. The short of it is that well, yeah, I got. Hey, you're distracting me. Stop that.
Sang it for me.
No, but well, okay. Well, basically, the short of it is okay. I started thinking about like,
kids.
Yeah, all the alternate meanings that song has, and then I thought about other possible alternate meanings, and crossed my mind that like, okay, in light of a flavor we don't see very much, how like. Yeah, somebody trying to bring things like that to you, how like sometimes for as much as these characters, the good guys are like about, you know, empathy and like trying to get bad people to see the light, that sometimes, yeah, standing tall and holding someone's feet to the fire, or even, not letting them forget who's in the wrong here. Sometimes that's no bad flavor. Like, I had an image of, Lute bringing her revenge and maybe not killing Vaggie like she promised, but at least hurting her. Yeah. And then where Charlie would have her crash out and then sort of get her own version of Gravity as she comes for Lute.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Flipping a lot of the lines from her perspective on how, like, as far as who's entitled to revenge, it's much, much more Charlie than it is Lute.
True.
And also, and above all else, hard rain is going to fall down would have to be flipped to hellfire is going to rain down.
Which I was singing for the true chicken circle.
All right, but I guess we need to get our closing thoughts on this because it's 12:45.
Darn it, we did it again.
Yeah.
Did it again. We locked in again, and now it's late. Darn it.
Locked in again.
We did it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all started talking over each other about all the things we want to see and hear and think about and wish for. And see, this is where it gets us.
Yeah. Oops.
You can tell this show really, really has us.
Yeah.
We're only halfway through the season so far.
Yep, it does.
Yep.
If they wanted to get us locked in, they did it.
Okay, my 3 favorite things. The Serpentius song with Cherry Bomb. The
it was a cherry on top.
Yes. She's a bomb. Who knows? And of course the like Angel, the whole Alistor thing with all of that stuff just make everything better. I just love it. And that scene with him looking at himself in the mirror was really good. I gotta rewatch that because I think I saw a still photo of that before I saw the episode, and I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but it worked really, really good.
Agreed.
Yes, and then you said something with the. Help me out here a second.
What?
Was towards the end, but it was not Charlie. Oh no, I forgot. Man.
So wait, what is it you're trying to remember? You got to tell me one thing about it.
Well, my third favorite thing with the. It was right after Charlie did her weird thing with her going for the second time to the live.
Oh, you mean
show
Nifty's song?
No, not Nifty's song. After that,
Charlie looking around and wondering what the heck is going on with Alistor being captured.
And then Alistor gets captured. I guess that. Yeah, Alistor's capture. And the song that goes with that. I think that was a good villain song.
Oh,
yay!
Really good.
Yeah. That's me.
Alistor.
Second.
Okay, the most annoying thing to me in this episode is definitely the use of Charlie as a plot device, trying to rely on her naivete as an excuse for
Charlie drives me insane.
excessively stupid hijinks. I think Charlie is a fantastic character. I think they could make her even better for that matter. I think that the use of the gaggy hijinks is they were not that funny, they were not that worthwhile, and the fact that Charlie was the excuse for them retroactively made her annoying too, which probably should have zero bearing on her actual character. Like I said, the difference between a character and a plot device. Just don't do it again.
Don't do it again. If they do it again, they do it again, I will start. What am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna get a photo of Charlie, right? And then I have a lighter that my dad uses for cigars. I'm gonna get that lighter and I'm gonna set a photo of Charlie on fire.
Yeah. What am I going to do?
Perfect.
What am I going to do? Get the chicken fang, chicken fang. Okay, now, unquestionably, I think what owns both these episodes. I mean, like, we had the first one was mostly Charlie hijinks with sweet bits and pieces attached to it, like how much Husk and Angel really care about each other, and Cherry Bomb and Penchess and all that. The second one, I think, has what owns both of these episodes and will be the talk of the town until the next ones are out. That, yeah, Alistor and Vox and their entwined backstories, mainly Alistor's side of it, which is what we've been waiting for and unquestionably the more powerful and interesting part, but all of it works worthwhile together. So and going forward, I feel like where the momentum is at and is a lot of these questions that brings up, like, okay, now it's, like I said, it's pivoted from what's Alistor's interest in the hotel to what is Rosie's. A lot of questions and a lot of fan theories abound. And also, like, what's his vision for this play he just made, where the literal only thing he took from it was keeping Charlie safe from Vox. So is it as simple as that upholds his end of the deal, that boom, I kept the hotel safe, I kept my part of the deal, now you have to give me my freedom, and now that I have my freedom, what does it matter that I'm Vox's prisoner? I'm just going to tear his soul apart with my restored power, and boom.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, like, is it as simple as that, or is there going to be a double and a triple reverse to it that he wanted all along? Like,
sadly, I think that he could be like, I promised to stay away from her.
Vox?
Yeah, I promised to stay away from Charlie, but my crew here didn't promise anything.
I don't know.
There you go.
If they use that as the technicality, I'm going to consider that a dumb technicality. Like, that's like Captain Hook levels of, I said I wouldn't lay a finger or a hook on Peter Pan. I didn't say I wouldn't put a bomb in his lair. Like,
and that is when I burned the photo of Charlie.
No. if handshake, spell, curse, demon deals were that easily broken or gotten around, there would be no point in making them. You're scoring mad laziness points with me. If
Exactly.
That's the best
If that ends up happening, then I'll instead burn a photo of Vox instead of the photo of Charlie. I don't know why I like this bit so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see the comedy. I can see the comedy in that, honestly. So I mean, that makes sense. Go ahead. Sorry, second. But yeah, I can see the comedy in that.
I'll just say for now, like, despite the fact that, well, I mean, honestly, it's almost worse for me that like half of the second episode tried more Charlie hijinks, because like the fact that you want to say to us deadpan, clearly we didn't get enough in the last episode of Charlie making the worst decision possible, where we discuss with her why it's the worst decision possible so she can clumsily justify it and open the door to more dun 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 hijinks. Like,
because everybody loves hijinks. Lol.
Yeah, and clearly, and she has to drag Nifty along because that's the best fail we could do. Like I said, flop sweat. Please don't fall apart now, Viv. You're just getting interesting, especially since even despite the like plot of the day not being Hazbin Hotel's best stuff, it still really has a lot of character momentum here.
True.
Angel's dynamic with Husk, Angel's dynamic with Cherry Bomb, Cherry's with Serpentious, Alistor, now that we know more about him, now like we know a little bit more about how to feel about him, for that matter, and even a little bit more about Vox, who I kid you not, if I had to pick any three Hazbin Hotel characters to make between what is the combination that makes the closest thing to a me character I could think of, Vox would straight up have to be on there. Like, I hope I'm not as evil as he is, but I totally have to use his tactics
even though they do
a
have
lot.
the radio
You want to know
voice.
something funny, second? With like you relating to Vox?
Yeah.
Alistor is terrible in many ways, but there's certain things I have in common with Alistor as well. So, like, you're the less evil version of Vox, and I'm the less evil version of Alistor.
No.
That is really funny.
The not that bad brigade.
The not that bad duo. Let's go.
So, I mean, I really hope that the Charlie stuff was just, what else are we going to do today? Because everybody here has some really interesting things going for them, and I think we're all really ready to feel big feels for where it's headed.
True.
Absolutely.
Very true. Very true. Did anyone else get the idea? Did anyone ever get the one feeling that you could actually kind of fault Vox for even agreeing to the deal with Alistor? I'm surprised a little bit that he actually even agreed to the deal in the first place.
I mean, it was way too cocky, but I mean, I don't know. Alistor might just have come up with the deal that really was too good to be true.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you know what? Here's the thing. They're both kind of, this is what draws them both together. They are both power hungry. They're both power hungry in their own ways. And there's the dynamic for you. But I can already think, I am already thinking this now. The minute that I'm like, Vox is not that stupid, is he? And then when he made the deal, I was like, what? What? And then sure enough, he made the deal. I'm like, I'm thinking like, oh, bruh.
That adds into my very. That adds
how
into my
many
very
words
strong.
does he have a deal with? That's
Bruh
also
is
the
going
question.
to pay for this. And I kept thinking, like, he made that deal. I'm like, bruh, you are going to pay for that.
And the thing is, right, that desperately adds to my theory that Vox has a crush on Alistor. That adds to it so hard that he would like instantly accept that. That adds to it so hard.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean,
right,
I don't know, like,
for the win, baby.
It is a pretty deep reverse if it's anything close to what we're thinking of. That's Alistor's plan. That like, the part about needing to stay away from Charlie does not in any way in itself hurt Vox. It's the fact that presumably that's going to retroactively fulfill Alistor's deal and let him off the leash at Vox.
All right, but yeah, we need to wrap up. Any other What else can we toss in there? Closing thoughts?
Can I put in like a couple of my favorites here?
Sure.
Okay. One thing I think I said this off podcast. Off, this isn't camera or anything, but offline or something. But I want to reiterate it for the podcast here. One thing that was really fun was this episode is also, this season is forcing me to kind of look at the V's in a different way, that you really see how they are like characters of like not social media, of the characters of the entertainment industry. You have Vox, who's the overambitious CEO of entertainment and everything, and you see how like slick and how he can just talk out of anything. And then you have Valentino, who's kind of like the one kind of shady manager agent or so that everybody gets warmed about. And you have Velvet, who's the toady. They all represent like different aspects of the quote entertainment and social media atmosphere, and also the way they move and interact, along with Katie Killjoy and such. Same. I think it's a parody of how our entertainment and in information is delivered and how it moves today. I thought that was really smart, the way it was portrayed in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Charlie, oh my God, the way Charlie interacts with it is like literally like a child. I feel like it's how a child would, a literal like child that had been homeschooled for all her life and not raised on social media.
The thing is, right?
She was like,
I am kinda.
Oh my God.
I've been homeschooled my entire life, and I was raised on social media. Ha!
Sorry, my bad.
No, I think it's really funny because I end up like being in both categories. That's hilarious.
Right now, I really feel wrong. Sorry about that, Wolfie.
No, I think it's hilarious because I literally fit into both boxes.
Wow.
I was raised by the brony community. I was raised by the brony fandom while being homeschooled my whole life. That is hilarious.
You were raised by friendship, molded by.
I was taught to love and tolerate by the bronies as a child.
But I guess with that said, any last thoughts before we head out? 1 a.m.
Alistor! I don't know what else to say.
You know what, Alistor? Yep,
I'm good.
Alistor, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Yup. His human. I definitely do not sim for his human design at all.
No.
I think the joke is so far this season, like every time they reveal like a person, the Senator's human form, it's hot. So this is a joke.
Yeah.
I thought his human design was like exactly as I thought it would be. I'm like with you, Wolfie. No notes. I'm like, there you go, perfect.
Look, I can, man. Like I'm pansexual. Like I just can't. Pench's human design is really pretty. Alistor's human design is really handsome. I'm having a bisexual panic here. Why do they have to make them look so attractive?
Cue the panic. I enjoy it.
Especially Alistor.
But that said, I guess I'll see y'all next time.
Take care.
Take care.
5 and 6.
Oh my gosh. Woo.